Bart, you no longer have your Audi, do you?
Nope.
He has an innie now.
True.
Okay, I'm gonna show you guys there's these two photos.
It's around that hour.
You're gonna notice that Audi's in it. Okay.
Oh, is this one of these photos where you have to find the difference because they're the exact same photos but there's
not
two things
my
missing?
old
We're gonna play a
one,
game?
is it?
That's pretty fun, but it's not.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't care for it
Okay,
then.
this is the first one. Here we go.
Ooh.
Audi.
Cool
Advertisement for Audi.
Oh, okay.
Is that a RS5?
RS4.
Oh, we were talking about cars the whole time.
RS4? Oh, it's a new one.
It up. On purpose.
I've never heard of RS5, so it must be new.
A new car, RS4. They're promoting how like it has great performance, but the reason why you see a child here is because they're like, oh, but it's also gentle enough for you to have this as a family car, right?
Far away, I thought that kid was a traffic cone.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Okay, next photo. Tell me what you think.
That's so funny.
Tell me what you think.
The kid's all like styling, you know? The kid's kind of like, that's my car, fool.
Specifically, Gio, what do you think?
I don't know, but because
Is
my
there
mind
some-
goes into a dark corner
there
of the
some-
world.
Let's hear that.
Is
What do
there
you hear?
something wrong
It
with
just
it?
looks kind of like, why is she eating a banana? Like,
Wait,
it's
is there
just kinda
something
like-
wrong with it?
They're trying to.
Wait, you're thinking that looks like...
Hold on. I want to hear Gio's thoughts. 1 second.
It's just kind of weird, like why is she? It's they just kind of make her less of a kid and like she's like a kid adult. Like it just looks weird.
Okay. And then you mentioned banana.
Yeah, why is there a banana?
You're thinking that that's like cocksucking?
Well, wait, I just said my mind can go into a dark space, and she wanted to hear the dark space. So
I want to
just-
hear that.
I gave it the
That
dark
fool
space.
yelled cocksucking. Look at his hair.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about a banana and the things that you do to one, that's my mind didn't even go there because as soon as it's in a kid's hand, I don't think it's a dick anymore.
That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I was just trying to explore where Gio's mind would have gone because generally I feel like most women would probably view this and be like, oh shit, that's not very normal.
Because from my mind, it looks perfectly okay.
Yes, and that's fine.
Because in my mind, it's like this. So like, what's cute about it is this kind of cool pose. You typically see a guy with a beer or a guy with a cigarette in this pose with the car, kind of like Mr. Cool Guy, right? But this is like the kid's version because a kid can't have.
I would rather have
cigarette
a
or
juice
beer.
box.
Or ice cream.
Yes.
Juice box.
Okay,
True.
so there are two things here that rub people the wrong way. The first one, the obvious one,
Interesting choice
is
of words.
I know, I did. Yes. Okay, I did.
While
not
she was
know.
rubbing the computer.
Shit, come on, let me fucking say this. Okay, so the thing that really bothered people initially is, like Gio pointed out, the banana. It's a little suggestive, it's a little odd, you know? Really? But people, hold on, a lot of people on the other side are like, that's just the, like, kids eat bananas. Like, that literally, kids ask for bananas all the time.
That's their cigarette.
Yeah. It was like Jello, but yeah.
All right, so that's the first thing, right? And then another thing that a mom actually pointed out was like, oh my God, why would you have an advertisement of a kid in front of the car, like in front of the grill? That's like the most dangerous thing. I would never tell my kids to do that. Like, why are you promoting this image, right? So those are the two things.
Because the car's fucking parked.
But you don't even see the car.
But not just that, but it's kind of like, well, you
what's
don't
cropped
ever
in.
want to like even let kids know that it's okay to even be in front of a parked car because it's dangerous, period. Like, you don't want little...
Marketing to the kids.
They're not.
It's like, you know when you see like Import Tuner magazine, or these moms are like, oh my God, these ABGs in front of a Honda Civic. Oh no, don't run them over. You know, it's like, that's just where you're, they're just...
Import tuner.
Yeah, you're just fucking in front of the car.
Okay, that you can totally view this from an innocent lens, and that's what a lot of people viewed this from an innocent lens, but also a lot of other people were not viewing that. And so they were just pointing out how sexually suggestive it was. It's just really wrong that they should not be putting children in these kind of positions because usually bananas are tied to something sexual, right? Usually,
Potassium?
when it comes to
That's that joke like, oh, you don't want to like be staring at anyone in the eyes while you're eating a banana because it's all kind of understood.
But I also think
phallic.
the second you go into like a child like universe is the second you don't even associate.
Well, that's what we all want to
Got it.
believe.
Okay,
But there's
all right.
a world of pedos out there that
True.
would see this and get off on this shit.
Okay,
And that's the
true,
thing that
true.
people are like,
You're right.
we have to not fucking feed
Is
into
there
that.
also a world of people that are like, wait, so this girl she hates Crips? She's repping Bloods because she's in front of a red car.
Yeah, if you're gonna like stretch to anything, I think you can stretch there too.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I mean, that's a
No,
crazy stretch.
she actually is wearing blue and she's stopping red.
So she's confused.
Do you think people are mad that her dress is above the knees? That's too short, you know? It's too crazy. So like it's like you can stretch to find anything you
Okay,
want.
well, it's not just that, but also the way she's leaning on it. Like, usually when you see car advertisements, like what you said, usually it's women promoting the car very sexually because you're trying to attract men to come and buy the car. But these are grown-ass women. The fact that they placed a female child eating a banana in front of the car, leaning on it, it's like painting too much similarities to like grown women promoting or like modeling for cars, right?
Well, and right now too, there's a big conversation that I'm very happy about that's starting, which is, you know, the sex trafficking, child trafficking being like $130 billion industry and one of the fastest growing industries. So I think a lot of people are kind of woke to that. So I think because that's already kind of
more sensitive to it.
since it's in the forefront of people's minds, now these types of things start popping out, even though it could have been done very innocently. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
My viewpoint on this is similar to like when we did the story of the Karen that went up to the girl who's taking pictures in her bikini at the beach. It's like, yo, like educate your own kids about whatever's going on rather than like trying to tell other people what to do.
Sure, but I'm actually more on like what Gio's saying here, where it's like, well, there's like a whole world of pedophilia, and like we don't know how things go about. Like, why would major media outlets, like advertisements, like just kind of somehow like tiptoe around the lines of that? Like, I personally.
This is not in America, right?
This is Audi, so it's German. Like,
Yeah, but they do advertisements in America.
Yes.
So in America, though, they stay away from a lot of kid shit, though.
Well, not in this. So this was promoted through Twitter, and then so they ended up responding, and this is what they said. So there's 3 tweets. I'll read them. It says, "We hear you, and let's get this straight. We care for children. The Audi RS4 is a family car with more than 30 driver assistant systems, including an emergency brake system. That's why we showcased it with various family members for the campaign. We hope we could convey these messages, showing that even for the weakest traffic participants, it is possible to relaxingly lean on the RS technology. That was a mistake! Exclamation mark. Audi never intended to hurt anyone's feelings. We sincerely apologize for this insensitive image and ensure that it will not be used in the future. We will also immediately examine internally how this campaign has been created and if control mechanisms failed in this case." So that's their response to that. So
It's like, what if they're like, we just wanted to show you that this has so much stopping power. You could trust your fucking kids to be in the front and we will
be
stop the damn car.
That would be such a turn.
I can see it too from like the marketing standpoint.
That's what I see it from.
Where it's just like, it's like your kids are comfortable now and like they're just, I think they just oppose them to be like a little bit more adulty, like just like I'm cool, like I'm just chilling on my car, you know? Like I do see it that way as well, but
The way that
just
I
the
see it-
current climate of shit, you know?
The way that I see it is, so because there's a series, like a set of photos, so you have the same creative director creating all these set of photos, and then so what I see from the first image is almost like a cool, hip, modern family, and so it's a car for the cool, hip, modern family. So even the little girl or the little kid has swag. She's just chilling with some sunglasses on and a denim jacket with buttons on it, you know? So that's kind of just how that's how I took it. I never really saw all the other innuendos or anything.
I thought it was like a James Dean kind of like a cool ass, like I didn't even think hot girl in front of car. I thought like kind of like a guy with a leather jacket and then like a cigarette and then like she's copying that.
Yeah.
So
I see that.
it's crazy how a lot of people can see so many different things.
I think it is important though to be aware and be sensitive to that aspect, like child.
the social climate.
I feel like if I was a parent, I'd be like, fuck this, all these people getting mad. I'm gonna take a picture of my own kid standing in front of a car, just be like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a slippery slope because I'm trying to even like analyze my own initial reaction to it, and like I would see the same thing. I can imagine being like an assistant to the photographer on this shoot and just be like, oh my god, that's so cute, that's adorable, and like leaving it simply. But I guess like maybe.
Well, because you're also in it, so you understand the context of what the marketing pitch was for this whole concept.
So I guess even outside of that, like I don't naturally, I guess this is the slippery slope part, I don't naturally see the things that may be jarring or offensive, but then the second somebody implants those possibilities in my mind and how like, you know, in today's society or in like the pedo industry or like how that can be suggestive to blah, 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 then obviously a darkness kind of comes over and it's like, damn, like,
It taints it.
yeah, and not just that, but just doesn't taint that one thing. It taints the idea of things that could be like
Sure.
this. And then suddenly, let's say you're woke, right? Everything can be, and then that's just where the slippery slope happens because I would have never seen it like that unless like I tried to. You know what I'm saying? So it's not natural for me, but now if I want to be more woke, to be more sensitive, it might make things a lot darker.
And I think it's also different because I feel like males just naturally don't go through the same type of like negative encounters that females go through. So like I think on a daily, women will feel at least like scared of something at one point attacking them or sneaking up on them at least once a day.
Like predatory,
Yeah.
like feelings from
Yeah,
men,
so I
like
think-
sexual predatory.
Yeah. So I think we're just way more.
Danger sense is better
Like,
for
'cause
protect my pussy.
Yeah, because we always have to be on guard, you know? Like, we feel people's energies, we see what they're doing, like, and I don't think men really feel that, you know?
Exactly.
That's true. Like, I don't think that kids giving head when I look at that picture. And then maybe girls won't be perverted, but then they're more like in tune with how someone else can be perverted to that picture.
Yeah, because we've experienced it firsthand.
Right. So then this other, a response to the tweets, someone tweeted this. It said, took women 2 seconds flat, faster than the acceleration of my A7 to pick up on the disturbing innuendo, parentheses, female child attired like adult in front of red sports car eating banana. More diversity in your marketing / management leadership. These mistakes.
What if it was a little
never
boy?
happen.
Do you think it'll still be kind of warning? Do you think it was because it was a little girl?
It's like all of it combined. It's the girl, the fact that she's a girl, the fact that she's eating a banana, that she's leaning on a car, which usually women leaning on cars, it's like, you know, they're more sexual about it.
Do you think it would be?
Hood, though.
Do
She's
you
not
think?
like
Yeah.
fucking on the hood.
Obviously, there's like an more extreme version of what this could have been that you could easily write off and be like, well, at least it wasn't that. Like, obviously.
Do you think your motherly protection senses would come up if it was a little boy with like a jean jacket eating a banana? Would it be different?
Not as high.
It wouldn't be as apparent.
I see.
Yeah. But it's definitely I don't think a child needs to eat a banana in an advertisement to promote a car when it could easily be replaced with like a juice box or whatever.
Is there a mom in the first picture?
Yeah. There's a mom, dad, and the kid's on the corner. Yeah.
Different kid though.
I think it's crazy to me where like now it's like no one's allowed to eat a banana in any form of media because now it's sexually suggestive. You know what I
Well,
mean?
actually, kinda, because even on this channel, there used to be someone that would sit here and eat a banana and be like, people are like, they would comment and say that's pretty distracting. Like, can you guys just not do that? You know?
Bananas are funnily shaped like dicks, though.
It's
We
phallic.
Haven't talked about that yet. What was your guys' initial like before like deep level scrutinizing the ad though? Like when you just see it.
It was nothing, really. But it wasn't until like the question was, like, how do you see it? Where it's like, oh, okay, so I need to tap into that part of my brain. But my initial wasn't to go like, oh, yeah. I just saw. I'm looking at the car because that's what my eye is trained to look at, the car.
And for me, my initial, so I think everyone views things with their initial bias first. My first initial bias is I'm a car person, I don't recognize that Audi. So I'm like, oh shit, it's a new Audi. So it's either RS5 or RS4 or something like that. And then my second bias is marketing, 'cause that's how I immediately think. So so that's the order of how like I examine things. And then I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I see what they're going for. RS4 is a small car, which is generally usually for women. That's why they put the guy at the forefront, just like how a lot of like trucks now are showcasing trucks with females. Like females can drive trucks, guys can drive small cars.
Kids could drive too.
So usually if they have a guy, so usually if they showcase a dad, they will put a daughter. That's just the natural like marketing of things to balance things out. And if they showcase a mom, the mom will be with the son. So I understand all those marketing things. So I'm like, I see why they chose a daughter, why they didn't put a son, to balance it all out. But then I think it's just but now if we look at it a couple layers deeper, I can see where people would be upset. But I'm also like, there's also a set formula that people follow, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's tough.
When the formula goes against everything else. Yeah.
I guess the weird thing is now I'm like thinking of like people who are like, if their kids are eating bananas in public, they're like, no, go inside and eat the banana. People are gonna look at you weird outside. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's like a part of normal life, so you're not censoring in normal life. So now you're just censoring it.
You're sexualizing.
Well, maybe you didn't grow up like that, but girls grew up very censored.
We did.
Like fucking censored.
But, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, right? I'm talking about like in my own mind what I would idealize my own world, right? Like I don't like the being overly protected to the point where it's like unnecessary.
And I understand why you think that way because you didn't need to be overly protected. You know what I mean? Like, whereas for me, like if I wear a dress as a little girl, I see all my guy friends and I'm like 5, 6, 7, like a little girl. And I want to sit like this because everyone's sitting like cross-legged and it's fun.
And I would want you to sit like that too.
And my mom's like, no, you can't. You have to always leave your legs closed, like as a girl. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's just so many little things where it's like, you shouldn't be like I don't know, you shouldn't be around this boy or whatever.
Don't sit on men's laps.
Yeah,
or whatever.
like,
Like when a little
why?
boy could easily run up to an uncle and sit on the lap. But as a girl, no, you don't do that.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, why? Why can he do it and I can't? But it's like, because our parents or our moms probably experienced some fucked up shit where they're preventing us from doing it. But as a little kid, you're just like, I don't get it. Like, I just want to play like Tommy, you know? Like, why do you have to treat me differently? But it's like, there's a lot of things that we're trained to like pay attention to because there's predators coming after to get us, you know? So I get why you wouldn't think that way because you didn't grow up like that.
That's true, because then girls always got to protect their pussy and they can smell out the incels from just chill ass dudes.
Well, I guess I was looking toward, like in the progressive mindset, you know how like people.
It'd be beautiful if I could feel safe like all the time.
I mean, like the idea of the progressive mindset is like the empowerment of women in these other ways. That's why like AOC is like big in that now. She's sitting with her legs open and being like in this power stance, you know? So that's what the lens I'm looking at, like this change that I hope is happening.
It is happening, but very, very slowly.
Yeah, because you don't see her walking around topless all the time, like during the summer. Because guys do that, but she can't do that still. Like she's taking baby steps.
New York, you can. She is from New York. Maybe she does.
It's legal.
Maybe.